Here is the S Plus legendary build I've been using in Where Winds Meet. People kept asking what I run, so here is the full setup step by step. In this video, I'll show you my exact weapons, the inner ways and how to get them, my mystic skills and where they come from, the core combo for huge burst, and a full raid run where we top damage by 70k. So let's dive right in to the weapons. I'm using a strategic sword and a Heaven Quaker spear. These weapons synergize amazingly well as the strategic sword applies a bleed dot on the enemy, which does enormous amounts of damage, and at 5 stacks it explodes. The Heaven Quaker spear takes advantage of this because it gains an increasing damage buff based on the amount of hits you get, and based on the amounts of bleed effects you get a reduction on this. Now let's see how to get it. First off, you will have to head over here into this stealing skill section on the map, where there will be a tiny dungeon where you will have to sneak in and steal the ability from the sect. For the strategic sword, it is the same situation. Go into the dungeon here on the map, steal it, and it's obtained. Now we will go over my inner ways that I'm using. First of all, we will be starting with the Seasonal Edge. The Seasonal Edge is an inner way that triggers when using your dual weapon skill. This is by default your tab when you switch your weapons. Upon usage, you will get one of the following buffs: crit rate, affinity, physical damage, or all attribute damage bonus. I'm still not convinced 100% on this inner way, but as it is upgraded to a tier 2, I'm using it. Next, we will be going over Morale Chant. This is basically best in slot for any build. Good for damage, healing, physical penetration, stacks up these bonuses on you when you're fighting. Now this is the star of the show, the Sword Horizon. This buffs up your strategic sword so that at the end of your Q ability you have an additional slash, and what is especially important is that if the target has 5 stacks of bleed, it removes them all to deal high damage bleed at once. And lastly, we have the Wolf Chaser's art, which reduces the amount of hits needed to proc the Sober Sorrow buff and gives an additional chance for a combo hit based on the amount of bleed stacks on the target. Here is the buff as shown on the screen. And next we will go over how to get them. The Seasonal Edge can be obtained here on the map in this shop. If you go here in the back to Cao Shang, you talk to him, select the special treasure option, and then buy it from him. It's 5,000 Jade. Next, we will head over to the Blissful Retreat for the Morale Chant. It's sold by Tang Bao. Same story as the Seasonal Edge, 5,000 Jade, and it's yours. For the Sword Horizon buff, we will have to head on down to the Ghostlight Market. It's very simple as well. You will have to keep on heading straight up the Ghost Street, and on your left hand side there will be a bookshop. Now let's enter this bookshop. Here you will have to talk to the vendor and buy these ancient unknown old books. There is a small chance to get it out of the 30, so you might have to buy them all, you might not have to. This is heavily dependent on your luck. And last but not least is the Wolf Chaser's art. You can get this while you will be getting the Heaven Quaker spear in a chest inside. Now we will go over the mystic skills. For my alt skills, I am using the puzzle skills. They are not only useful for exploration, but also for countering specific boss moves. So it is not only a matter of comfort, but also of usefulness. And now on to the actual combat skills. Free Morph, this is most likely your highest DPS ability. Dragon's Breath, great dot, great damage. Drunken Poet, this is amazing AoE, good CC, very nice. And lastly, the golden body, which will be used as a shield to poise through some certain boss moves to finish the job, and in general it's just a great ability, I feel like. To obtain the free morph ability, you will have to learn it through combat from Tianying. There is a full guide on this on my channel, so you can go check that out if you want to know how to exactly get it. The Dragon's Breath is much simpler. You will just have to come here to the Beast Reverie Hall, find the 9 Mortal Way Disciple, that will be right here, take his quest, do it, ability obtained. For the golden body, you will have to head over here to the Grand Marshal Temple as shown on the map. You will have to use your Celestial Seize ability on Shiji and steal it from him. Be careful, he only appears during the daytime. And for the Drunken Poet, we just have to get drunk. Head over to Hao Jiu in online mode if you are further into the story. In my world, he does not appear anymore. You buy wine from him, get wasted, and that will unlock the skill for you. In terms of gear, we are running the Hawkwing set and the Eagle Rise set. They are all max attuned, as you can see. I didn't really roll for anything specific, but in my opinion it would be the best to go for physical attack, bell strike, tunements, and affinity. I feel like affinity is the most important one. And now let's go over the rotation. You want to start with your Q ability, then your secondary ability, swap to your spear, Q with the spear, Dragon's Breath, then do your secondary on the spear, swap back to the sword, free morph, and rinse and repeat. Obviously this will change depending on the boss fight and your style specifically, but this is usually how I go about it. We'll finish off with a full raid from start to finish. That's the S+ build. If you have any questions about a part of it, drop a comment or tell me what boss or build you want next. More content will be coming soon, and thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Stay cultivating.